Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Nicole and this is a new background, technically. Same room, different background. I've moved over this way because it's raining, or it was raining, and it was thundering really loud. My window is open. And I don't want that in my videos. No. So we're over here, and actually, I might stay here permanently because it's pretty cool in this kind of area because I can put the fan over there and I get light from the window and I get light from the lamp, and it's a pretty cool little spot, so I might stay here. Anyway, as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about 4 things that are good that have came out of this pandemic. And now, there are a lot of things that are good that came out of this pandemic, so this might not be a standalone video. I might make more, okay? If it is received well, I might make more. But anyway, we all know that the virus hit us hard in different ways depending on who you are. And a lot of people are struggling to pay their rent, they're struggling to keep their home or their car, and they're even struggling to put food on their tables. And it doesn't help that a lot of supermarkets are running very low on essentials. Things that we need, they're running low. I mean, chicken and, hand sanitizer, and the list goes on. I mean, they're running low. And while I do have a video about that in the works, because I want to talk about that and I've done my own research, but this video, just mostly I want to talk to you guys about the good and amazing things that came out of this pandemic. Now, you might be thinking, nothing good has came out of this pandemic. But, I mean, you'd be wrong. There are a lot of good things that came out of this. And a lot of good is still coming out. But we're going to focus on some past things that have came out that are pretty good. Pretty good, in my opinion. So, let's get into it. So, the pandemic produced a lot of things, and one of those is social distancing. I don't know if you've heard of this thing, but it's been bleeding out of my ears since this thing started. It's on the floors of everywhere you go, it's on the walls, it's on the ceilings, it's in people's mouths. It's everywhere. And the problem with social distancing is that almost every single industry in the United States requires contact. And I guess it was designed that way, and it's a very serious flaw, especially during a pandemic. And so there's only one solution that people have been able to find, and that's robots. Yes, robots. There are pros and cons, that we can get into in a later video, but the important thing is that robots allow people to social distance. Now, think of it like this. Instead of a person who could have a family at home or an elderly person at home, instead of them going to a table and taking someone's order, you send a robot, and instead of a delivery man delivering someone pizza because they don't want to go outside to get the virus, he doesn't want to get the virus, they send a robot. Or, a drone, and doctors and nurses can do the same thing. And we're not going to get into the topic of whether robots will replace people's jobs. I don't want to talk about that right now. But robots during this time do actually have some good uses, and they've been put to use. There are people in China using them as waiters and as chefs. There are restaurants that have been doing this for years, actually, that I don't think have gotten any credit for that. China's been using them to patrol the streets, to disinfect the streets, and hand out masks and things like that, as well as drones, as they've always used. And then here in the United States, doctors are using robots to take medication to patients and talk to patients rather than, just walking in because of the lack of PPE and whatnot. So robots during this pandemic, they didn't use them all that much. They used them, but not, as heavily as they do now. And because of the pandemic, it's caused people to work even harder on robots and software that would allow them to take the place of humans during situations like these. Another good thing that's came out of this pandemic is that Mother Nature finally got to take a vacation. And what I mean by this is that the planet's been going downhill for a while now. I think everyone knows that. And climate change is a real issue that a lot of people, tend to avoid. And so when the pandemic hit, people were forced to go inside. And because of this, while we may have been annoyed and irritated and a lot of people, lashed out in ridiculous ways, Mother Nature was not one of them. Okay, she actually thrived without us. And there's evidence to that. I mean, animals not only felt safe, but they started repopulating. And then LA, which has one of the worst rates of pollution, apparently had the cleanest air it's ever had during the pandemic. And unfortunately, the pandemic's not over, but the stay-at-home orders are. And it's not going to last very long, but during our absence, thankfully, Mother Nature got to take a break and begin to heal. Hopefully something sticks. The third thing is actually one of those things that did stick, and that is Renault. If you don't know what Renault is, I didn't know either. Renault is the biggest car company in China. I mean, the biggest. And so, if you live in the United States, you probably don't know that. But right after this, the stay-at-home orders ended in China, Renault made a huge announcement, and that is that they will be shifting their focus entirely to electric vehicles. And this is huge because no other big car company is doing this right now. And within the United States, I'm not talking about Tesla or Rivian or, any of them, because they're already electric car companies. That's all they sell, or will sell in Rivian's case. I'm talking about the original car companies like Ford, GM, Toyota, and Honda, all of whom sell smaller versions of electric vehicles but don't actually advertise them. And so you've probably heard announcements from them that by 2025 or 2035 or 2045 they'll be fully electric. The usual. And you might be thinking, cool, you guys are going to save the planet or something like that. But, 2035, 2045, that's very far away. And a lot can happen between now and then to where they might change their minds. Which can happen. They're taking their time because they make more money on gas cars than they do electric cars. For example, Ford and their electric Mustang Mach-E you've probably never heard of. And if you have, it's because you saw it on YouTube. Ford is making their first full electric, vehicle that people actually care about. And I have not seen one ad about it. I've seen an ad for their Ford, F-150s. I've seen ads for their Mustangs. I've seen ads for nonsense stuff. But I haven't actually seen an ad for an electric vehicle. And so Renault is the first big, gigantic car company to switch sales from gas vehicles to electric vehicles. And this is huge. And it's a great thing that came out of the pandemic that I'm super excited about, because maybe, just maybe, other car companies might follow suit. Okay, the fourth and final thing that's good that came out of this pandemic is telehealth. Now, telehealth is not a new program. It's not new. In fact, hospitals have been trying to institute this for a long time now, but the process has been very slow and it's been very grueling. you know, because nobody wants to implement it and whatnot. You know, cost, things like that. It takes time. That's what you usually hear. But thanks to the pandemic, funding skyrocketed and the process was expedited. Now, the clinic that I attend and that my mother attend has telehealth, which was never an option several months ago. Now, you might think it's not a big deal. I mean, but consider this. There are people out there who can't actually physically go to their doctor. And to be able to talk to them over their phone or their TV, you know, whatever it is, that's huge for them. That opens up a window they never had. And the fact that the pandemic caused this to speed up and for almost every hospital and clinic to offer it is amazing and should be something that's celebrated somewhere at least. So I'm celebrating. But those are 4 good things that came out of the pandemic, and there's much more. So if you guys know anything good that came out of the pandemic that you want me to mention in a future video or something like that, let me know down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about these good things that came out of the pandemic. Do you support Renault? Or am I pronouncing it wrong? Let me know about that. Also, if you think that Ford or whatnot, or one of them might actually change to electric and they're not lying, let me know about that too. Let me know what you think about any of the things that I've mentioned, and hit the like button while you're down there. Subscribe to my channel, and please share this video so that more people can find my channel, and so that they can find out about these good things that are happening, because maybe there's someone out there who doesn't know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video.